I want to lose weight without doing any cardio. This Reddit user asked. Hello and welcome to my show where I answer Reddit's questions instead of digging into the forums and typing a long reviewed answer and having a discussion. I figured I would take some of the questions that are popular and trending in the moment and answer them right here with some context, some personal expertise, some takes, maybe some tips that might help you. And if you're somebody who has a similar question, don't forget you can always comment below and I can include them in the future episodes. As always, don't forget to check out the links in the bio, click the like and subscribe to these videos, and let's dive right into this. So I want to lose weight without cardio. This Reddit user asked. And it's always important to understand that context is key here. So this user has given us some context, which is really good. We're going to dive into this and then I'm going to give you some personal take and expertise on what I think they should do. So hello, I am a 29-year-old female, 52 kilograms, okay? So pretty small. And I want to lose at least 2 kilograms, which is not a lot of weight. That's basically just a big poo and a bit of water dehydration, to be fair. But if it's 2 kilos of fat, that's slightly different. Which everyone says is easy, but I've tried calorie deficit and I haven't much luck. I've started strength training at home with dumbbells. I work out every day, but I really can't join the gym at the moment. And I'm not a big fan of running outside because it's so humid where I am. Okay, there's a bit more. Clothes still fit me, but everyone around me keeps saying I gain weight and I know I shouldn't give a F, but I live in Asia, so it's ingrained in me, unfortunately. So anyway, I'm not sure if I've gained muscles. My arms surely look bigger, but I did gain 2 kilos based on the numbers. Can I achieve weight loss with just dumbbells? Now, the first thing we don't have here is her height and activity levels and all these other things. But in the comments, she did reply, she said she's 5'2", so that's a good start. So she's not really tall. Now, she lives in Asia and she's clearly being peer pressured by her friends and family and colleagues, it seems like it. Now, if I were to objectively get into this and you said you want to lose 2 kilos with dumbbells without doing cardio, you can 100% do it. You do need to do a calorie deficit to properly achieve weight loss, and you have said that you tried calorie deficits but it don't work. So either your calorie deficits aren't working because you did them wrong, or the calorie deficit is so low because at 52 kilos you need to consume pretty low calories to be a sustainable calorie deficit, so therefore you need to exercise and have a high NEAT, which is walking, not cardio, not running. Then your calorie deficit would become much more manageable. So if I were you, if I was 52 kilos and I wanted to get to 50, I'd lose the 2 kilos of fat, specifically fat. I'd go high protein, find your calorie maintenance, use my calorie website. So we can go to my calorie website, which is, so I'll leave the link in the bio, but it's the first link underneath. It's coachlucas.info, and I've got a custom calorie build calculator where we can enter your data, run through your age, height, and give you a rough estimate of the amount of calories you need. It tells you, it asks you your steps, how active you are, what your goal is, and then it will take a formula and give you a rough estimate where you want to go. So she said she's 5'2", so I'm just going to run it through right now, and she's 50 kilos. So for calorie deficit, which is what I assumed would be about 1,400 calories, which is pretty low to live on in terms of calories. So what I would recommend is actually, like I said, upping your NEAT, walking higher steps instead of 6,000 or 8,000, maybe 10 or 12,000 steps a day, which is not really cardio. And then full body strength training dumbbells at home is totally viable way to get your fat loss going without doing too much. So that's my advice. Is anyone too busy to find time to exercise daily? This Reddit user asks. Okay, we got some context here, which is good. So I know a lot of people in my life are very busy, but I still manage to find the time to exercise. I'm pretty consistent, but definitely find that some days drain me and I just decide to make that a rest day. I don't think that's a bad thing, but I'm learning to keep exercise small on those busy days to stay consistent. Curious if anyone struggles with this or anyone has a solution they found to successful training in their lives and staying consistent. That is a very good question. And of course, the first comments are attacking the person, saying that this is an excuse, being busy, never having that time. But it's not really. You know, I've been coaching people for 10 years plus now, in person and online, and everyone comes to me, they've tried many different things. They've tried group classes, they've tried some sort of training with a fitness instructor once in a while. They just can't keep consistent because they try to do too much because they want their lifestyle around training. What should happen instead is fitness should fit around your lifestyle. So a lot of people won't have the time, and really most people don't need the time to make it more than 2 to 3 times a week in the gym. If you're active outside, walking, cleaning the house, you can get away with 2 to 3 full body strength training sessions and get amazing results. So if you're someone busy and you don't have a lot of time and you struggle with consistency, I would look at your routine. If you're corporate, working 9 to 5, you have an hour commute, let's say half an hour to work, half an hour back. You either have to give up bedtime by going earlier and getting the gym done in the morning, 2 to 3 times a week. If you're lucky to have a lunch break, you can get out and get a 30 to 45 minute lunchtime session. For women, it can be a bit harder. I know with your hair and getting makeup ready and sweating, to have a good intensity session at lunchtime is a rush. So you have to consider that. It is also not a problem to condense 3 workouts on a long weekend, like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, have the whole week off, maintain your steps and calories, and do well-structured sessions Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Doing a little bit of exercise, as you mentioned here, on days that you're busy to have them as rest days is also really good because you don't need to train every day. You'll burn out and you'll struggle with consistency. You'll go into this loop of negative enforcement where you feel like, okay, I'm a failure, I can't keep up, and why bother trying at all? So 3 full days, the days you're resting, you're just keeping your need up. You're walking a lot, you're getting your steps in. That's all you need to do. Half an hour before work, maybe a lunchtime walk, and then an evening walk, and you can get like 10,000 steps done like pretty easily, honestly. That would be my advice for someone who's struggling to go to the gym and finding the time. I like to pick something that's recent within the 24 hours in terms of questions on Reddit, and this Reddit user asked, is working out your lower back necessary? I am a 21-year-old male. I've been on and off the gym for a couple of years now, and I would like to say that I've got a good amount of knowledge when it comes to fitness, but I'm curious whether I should be focusing on my lower back exercises or not. I've heard mixed reviews through these couple of years, so I'm open to any feedback. So interesting question. There's no such thing as a dumb question. It's always nice to get explanations, and everything is always about context. This is the most important thing. Context is king. It helps you understand the thing. So should you train your lower back? I 100%, in my opinion, believe that yes, you should be training your lower back. Your erectors and the muscles around your posterior chain, your lower back, your glutes, they decay, they atrophy. I am sitting right now and I'm engaging the glutes and my erectors to keep me upright. But if you spend long hours a day sitting on your butt in an office working on a computer and you're not training, they decay, they atrophy. Your glutes are the first thing to go, which causes your erectors to overwork, which causes your core to be weak, which causes your lower back to get problems as you age. So unless you want to be having back pain or back surgery when you're older, yes, you should be training your lower back. Don't need a lot. Doing a simple movement like a hinge exercise, like an RDL with dumbbells, barbell, Smith machine, is more than enough. You can train your erector specifically with a back extension, but it's actually training more of your hamstring than erectors specifically, but it still engages them and your core works at the same time. So kind of having that midsection strong is important. Now, in this question, you mentioned you're 21 years old, so you're pretty young. You can bounce back from a lot of things, but in your 30s, 40s, and older, your lower back is so underrated. The easiest example to give you is I have a dog and I walk him in different conditions. So in winter particularly, it's super icy here. He might pull, I might slip, and that tweak, if I wasn't strength training my back, my erectors, my lower back, my obliques, I could pull a muscle and potentially be injured for a couple weeks. But because I have strengthened those areas, I am more likely to recover quickly and bounce back, and I'm much stronger. So that's my professional opinion, my take on this. Check out the links in the description. If there's any questions, as always, reach out in the comments. I really appreciate them. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next episode.